What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today's kind of a chill day. Let's just get into it and see what we got going on and what we can do. So today, I'm thinking it's really hot outside. It's like 80 degrees. Florida February, right? I think today is a perfect time to clean my seat belts. That's the only part of the interior that I didn't put back in from before. So I'm going to clean my seat belts, let them dry in the sun. We have to remove some of the interior again anyway to run the wiring for the speakers and all that kind of stuff. And so I thought this would be a great time to do all that at the same time. That way when we put it all back together, we can throw that in too and be done with the interior plastics and have all that back in there. Now I know that wiring might not be that exciting to some, but I love this kind of stuff. I love the finishing work. Like I mentioned in the last video, if you missed it, I'll link it up top, but I mentioned cable management, and I love doing this stuff, keeping it neat and clean. And so I want to try to find some channels within the car and the frame and all that stuff to run the wires through, keep things hidden, keep it neat, keep it out of the way, most importantly. And so yeah, if you're doing any kind of wiring, speaker wiring, amp wiring, anything like that, this could help out. So let's just get into the trunk first, because I got to run, that light wire was hanging down, so I got to fix all that. Okay, so I have it ran. I zip tied it to the gas door cables that come through right there. So I kept it up along that, and then I ran it through. Let me brighten it up a little bit here, blow it out a little bit. I ran it up through a hole on this side, and there's a channel right here from the frame, and I ran it through there and I stuck my finger up in there and pulled the wire out, and that's where it goes to now. So it runs from the light up into this little hole, down through there and around. So it's all out of the way, hidden. So now I just have this extra bit of slack here that I got to figure out what to do with. I think I'm just going to fold it together like it was in the box and then zip tie it just in this hole right here. So let me do that real quick and I will show you the end result. Okay, so we stuck it in that hole right there. It did have a carpet flap. So it had this little flap here. So we put that back on it. So that hides everything coming through there, and then it's under all the other wires, so should be golden there. Okay, we just put some wire loom on those red battery cables that came out of there. I mentioned that in the last video, wanting to do that, but just didn't get to it and forgot that night, but got it now. Wire loom, you can get it in a variety of sizes. They make it in all kinds of different sizes. It's in every car ever known, and just makes it look a little better. They do have a weaved type of wire loom as well, which I may switch to eventually, don't know yet, but that gets the job done now. Also, don't mind the cardboard. I'm just pondering again. I've been working on ideas for the side panels. I'm not sure yet. I don't know if I want to like make it like angled, like cut the bottom to like an angle and make it like lean to go up to like here, make it kind of wedged, or do I make a box style and do it like a flat part? I just don't know yet. I haven't figured it out. Since we're still a little ways out from that, drop a comment down below on what you think would look better. Would you think it would look good with the wedge style, kind of angled, or should I do like a boxy type of style? I'm thinking the boxy style just because of the box in the back we just built, but the angled does match the body a little bit. I'm not sure. Let me know down below what you think, and yeah. Okay, got the zip ties all cut. Everything's all nice and neat. Let's close the trunk, get the car outside, and we will stretch those belts out and get them cleaned up, scrubbed out, and keep carrying on. right, we backed the car back in now. Got the seatbelt kind of stretched out in the sun a little bit longer. Now that it's back in the garage, we can start running some wire. And yeah, let's get this stuff to the front. We got a bunch of stuff in the back now from where we just ran it through the edge of the seat. So we gotta run it through up to the front. We gotta go to the dash and to the front doors. So yeah, let's do that. Alright, so in the back of the car and all that kind of stuff, a whole lot of the running of the wire and everything is pretty simple because there's already like harnesses and stuff going through. We ran the wire up under here, up under this piece, and then up under this right here. So now you gotta get creative when you get up into the front where you got seat brackets and all that other kind of stuff. So the plan is to cross over this at some point and keep it out of the way. I don't want to remove the whole carpet again, so probably just going to pull the passenger seat to be able to get under the carpet, and we'll cross it over to the console, and then we'll run it up into the dash right there where the radio is, and we should be golden at that point. Alright, we've gotten the console out in the center. As I mentioned in past videos, this is probably the easiest console to ever remove out of a car. It's just like 4 screws, I think, and it all just comes right out. And come to think of it, now that we have this out, I have this little thing that replaces the cigarette lighter. It's a USB little charge port and a little voltmeter there as well. So I think we'll wire that up while we're here. Might as well, it's already out and we can just stick it right in there and wire everything back up and should be good after that. So I think I'll do that. Okay, so this little guy is just too big to fit in there, just barely. So I'm gonna get the Dremel that out a little bit. It's a small enough job that it shouldn't die, but you never know. My lord, it didn't die. I'm being extra sarcastic, but hey, I'm still a little salty from the whole project. But anyway, let's see if it gets in there. Oh yeah, boom, perfect. Now we need to clean up this plastic and we should be good. I mentioned in the last video that I hate battery powered tools, but this is the only one that I approve of. This little guy right here is super handy. I should have these bolts out in about half a second. Alright, back in here, and looking at this cable again, I'm for sure going to have enough. It's like, there's the radio, it's inside of there, and we still got like all of that. So, not too worried about that. We're going to probably run it, I've been looking at it here, and we're going to run it along the edge here, and then I'm going to bring it to right here on the front side of this big seat rail. And I'm going to run it up and through right there and up into the dash there. So okay, I ran it, I shoved it between this so it holds it against the back of the car, ran it flat along the edge here, and I love this because we can go under the frame right here, under this seat mount. That keeps it from moving around and whatnot along the edge here, and we curved it, went right up under the carpet and comes out right where we wanted it to. Now we just got to run it up into the dash, which is super dark, but okay, new day. We had some things come up yesterday, had to take care of them, but we're back now. Let's we left off with the RCA cables under the dash. Let's do that, get that taken care of, and then we can get this thing back together. Okay, just gonna check my RCAs here to make sure they're gonna be going into the same places. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 there, so it goes gray, red, white, black. Got it. Okay, we got it all matched up on the back of the CD player now. I gotta run the remote wire from the amp to this thing, so but let me run it across like we did the other one, and we'll run it up and get it into the dash and we'll have it hooked up. Okay, got the remote wire ran, everything is plugged in, I put it all back in there now. We're just running up through the console here underneath some of the supports, and easy as that. Now we have to finish running this speaker wire through the little ports in the door. I will explain a trick for that in just a second. We got to do both fronts, so I'm going to remove the door panels from each side, and then yeah, I'll explain that little trick of how to get it through these little boots, because if you don't do this, it's kind of a pain in the ass. Okay, so we just ran, I got sidetracked, and we just ran some of the wire loom for the switch for all the lights and stuff in the trunk. I love this stuff. It makes it look neat, like makes it look factory when you're doing the wires through the body of the car. So we're gonna run the switch up through here, and it's gonna be mounted to this little guy. I've drilled 2 holes into this. Okay, now that I'm not distracted anymore, I got that cleaned up in the floor that was bothering me, so I got sidetracked. But let's get the door off. We got 1 screw there, 1 screw there, 1 there, and 1 there, and then we just pull, and off it comes. Okay, door panel's off. We gotta pop off the speaker, take that out, and then we're looking to, let me blow it out here real quick. We're looking to run wire through this little boot right here. Let me get this speaker off and I'll explain to you how we're gonna do that. Okay, so if we're being honest, a majority of the time getting wires through these little boots and through the door and everything is a giant pain in the ass. But one thing I did find that is helpful is you take a coat hanger or something of that sort and you run it through the boot, and you can run it through and then into the car. Then you can tape your wire to the end of that, so you just make sure it's really tight on there. And then you take alcohol, like just your regular isopropyl alcohol. You spray the wire with the alcohol, because the alcohol, it will evaporate quickly, and it at least provides a lube, or makes the wire slick to where it does not have a lot of resistance coming through that little tube, because that is a rubber boot. I'm going to try to work on this. I won't show that because it's hard to tell how long it will take me, because it does take some work to get it through, but once we get it through, I'll explain how rough it was and what all I had to do. So give me a little bit and we'll get this done. Wow, okay, so I ran it through already. I've got the wire hooked up down here. We're getting ready to spray it with alcohol. That was maybe, I haven't gotten the wire through yet, but that was maybe the easiest I've ever had that to happen like that. On the truck, that took me, I don't even know how long, way too long. But that was super easy. I'm going to spray it with alcohol, I'm going to pull it through, see if it goes through first time. If it does, that is a personal high score for me. I just can't begin to describe how easy that was. First try, first pull, came right through. Alcohol's already dried up, and it was so much easier than the truck. I'm going to assume because the truck had maybe more wiring in the boot, possibly, I don't know. But I've done this on several cars, and this was by far the easiest. So anyway, let's get this wired up. We will put the speaker back in, door panel back on, and we'll move to the passenger side and call it good. I got cocky. I was like, you know what? I'll just knock out the passenger side, no big deal. Took me a little while. It was a lot tougher. Just kept getting it in a bind. The boot was kind of twisted inside the door, so that was hard to work around. But got it now, so we are about to button this all up. We got all the speakers wired up, but I'm having a lot of issue with the amp. I cannot figure out why it's not getting power. I've checked the remote wire. That's wired up right. I was having a bad ground, and so the amp was coming on without a key in it. No ignition, nothing. It was just on. I've moved the ground since then, and it's not on now. But now when I turn the radio on, it's not coming on. So I'm gonna have to do some I'm gonna have to do some searching and some digging to find out where this wire is going wrong and what I've crossed somewhere or something. So I will come back when I get it figured out.
20 minutes later.
So it works now. I have no idea what I've done. I'm not gonna question it. It works now. So we're gonna wrap this thing up and get some interior back in here, and yeah. Actually, as I'm working here thinking about those wires and stuff, I did switch around some of the remote wire from being connected behind the radio, and that's usually the most common issue as to why an amp won't turn on, or it has constant power or whatever. It's usually the remote wire, but anyway, I'm glad it works now. I'm just pondering at this point. I gotta be honest with you, this is the first time these trim panels here for the seatbelt, for the B-pillar, and the trim panels on the bottom and the bottom parts of the dash and all that, this is the first time it's been in the car in, I want to say, at least 4 or 5 months. They've been out just sitting around, and it feels good to get them back in. It feels good to pop them in there, and it looks complete now and not half done. All right, got it rewrapped. Looks much better now. I tried a different technique that time. We'll see if that works. If not, then we will try it again, but I think that'll work this time. All right, everything's in there. Amp is on, working, super solid. I would have some tunes playing, but you know, YouTube. So yeah, that is completed. It took me a little longer than I would have expected today with the wiring issues and all that stuff, but once we traced that out, it wasn't so bad. But yeah, there she is. And with that being said, that's going to end it off on this one. If you watched, I do appreciate it very much. I know this was a kind of a random one, but we just had some buttoning up to do on this project with the wiring and everything. Had to do it, so yeah, we're done here. We have got to clean this garage. It is a disaster with all the wood and stuff. There's dust on everything. I mean, literally everywhere. Let me show you the car, actually. Yeah, so that layer of dirt and dust is on everything in here. So yeah, with that on everything, I can't work in here like that. It's been a mess in here for a while, but not like that. This is just a step too far, and it's a little too much. So gotta get that cleaned, and then we're gonna move to the exterior of the car. I know I mentioned at like the beginning of this channel, clay barring and all that stuff, and we just got sidetracked with some other things. But now the time has come, and so we're gonna do, I'm gonna test some different kind of clay. I've not used it before, and we're gonna try that out. We're gonna buff and do all that stuff on the paint because it is severely scratched and scuffed up on the hood and all that stuff, so we gotta fix that. I'm excited for that. I've never buffed before, so we're gonna give it a whirl and we'll figure it out. And yeah, thanks for watching again. I do appreciate it. Drop a comment down below on what you think, what you thought of the project, and don't forget to do all the other YouTube things down there. You guys know how it goes. Catch you next time. Bye.